They say college changes your life. They just don't tell you it might chain you with debt first. I still remember that night like it just happened. My dorm room was a complete mess. Textbooks piled up on one side, empty Red Bull cans rolling under the bed, a hoodie hanging off the chair, and my blanket half on the mattress, half crumpled on the floor. It smelled like leftover pizza and regret. I had crashed after a long night out with friends. Cheap beer, loud music, and too many bad decisions. When I finally woke up, it was sometime past midnight. My head was pounding like a drum. I squinted at the screen of my phone just to check the time. But then a notification popped up. Student loan statement available. Balance $32,487.24. For a second, I thought my vision was still blurry from the hangover. I blinked, refreshed the app. The number didn't change. I dropped the phone onto the bed and just sat there, dizzy, staring at the mess around me. That was the exact moment it hit me. My student loans weren't just abstract numbers floating somewhere online. They were real. They were growing. And they were mine. You know that sinking feeling when you realize you've really messed up, but it's already too late to undo it? Yeah, that was me. Hey, I'm Jackson, a junior majoring in finance. My family's pretty average, and my dad's a delivery driver, my mom works at a local grocery store. They've always told me that education is the way out, and I believed that. But college in America is expensive. Like, really expensive. So I did what millions of other students do. I took out student loans. Except, I didn't read the fine print. I didn't even know what I was signing up for. Now, as a finance student, yeah, the irony isn't lost on me. I've learned the hard way. So today I want to share the 7 mistakes I made with student loans and how you can avoid them. Because trust me, you don't want to learn these lessons the way I did. I still laugh and cringe at how it started. During freshman orientation, my inbox was flooded with emails. Congratulations! You've been approved for student aid. Click here to secure your loan. Low interest, easy application. Every message made it sound like free money. And there it was. That shiny blue accept button on my school's financial aid portal. I clicked it without hesitation. Did I read the terms? Nope. Did I understand what federal subsidized versus private loan meant? Not a clue. All I knew was I needed money for tuition, and the university made it look so easy. I remember my roommate Chris saying, "Dude, don't stress it. Everyone takes loans. We'll figure it out later." So I clicked accept again and again. By the end of freshman year, I had unknowingly committed to $30,000 in loans, spread across 2 different lenders with different interest rates and repayment terms I couldn't even pronounce. It felt harmless back then, just digital numbers. But every time I clicked that button, I was signing a small piece of my future away. The first time the loan money hit my account, it felt magical. I checked my balance and nearly screamed. I'd never seen that much money before. $6,000. I remember calling my mom saying, "Mom, don't worry about next semester. I've got it covered." But the truth? I had too much confidence and zero budgeting skills. That same week, I ordered a brand new MacBook, grabbed noise-canceling AirPods, and stocked up my mini fridge with snacks like I was prepping for an apocalypse. DoorDash, Starbucks runs, nights out with friends, it all felt justified. It's college, I told myself. I deserve it. By mid-semester, I realized I had burned through nearly everything, and tuition was due again. That's when it hit me. This wasn't free money. This was borrowed money with interest attached. The regret came later, of course, when I had to borrow even more to cover the next semester. Don't use your student loan to fund your lifestyle. Use it only for tuition, books, or essentials. Because future you is the one who's going to pay it all back, with interest. Here's where things started spiraling. As a finance major, you'd think I'd understand interest rates, but the truth, I didn't care to look. The loan agreement said something like 5.2% annual interest. At 19, that number meant nothing to me. Fast forward 2 years, that 5.2%? It had quietly been growing even while I was still in school. Every semester I'd get a statement showing my balance. And somehow it was higher than before, even though I hadn't borrowed more. That's when I learned the painful truth about compounding interest. If you owe $30,000 and you don't pay anything during college, that interest just piles on top. And the next year, you're paying interest on the interest. When I finally sat down and calculated it, I realized I'd already accumulated over $3,000 in interest before even graduating. Lesson learned: interest never sleeps. If you ignore it, it grows quietly, until one day it's bigger than the original loan itself. Back then I thought, everyone has student loans. I'll deal with it after graduation. I told myself I'd be earning 60K HODAs right out of college. I'd pay everything off within a few years. Yeah, no. Reality check. The moment that loan money lands in your account, interest starts ticking. Every day that goes by, you owe a little bit more. And by the time you graduate, that little bit more becomes a mountain. I didn't make any payments during college, not even on the interest. I thought I didn't have to. But here's what I didn't know. If you pay just a small amount each month while you're in school, even $25 or $50, it can save you thousands later. Now, every time I talk to freshmen, I tell them, don't wait. Pay what you can, as early as you can. Because even small payments chip away at the monster before it gets too big. Sophomore year, my best friend Nate told me he was taking out $30,000 for the next semester. He said, it's better to have extra, bro, just in case. And for some reason, that made sense to me. I didn't even stop to calculate how much I actually needed. I just copied him. So I borrowed the same $30,000 without any clear plan for what it was for. Was it for tuition, books, rent? I couldn't even tell you. It just felt right at the time. That's when I learned the importance of financial planning. Something you'd think a finance student would know. But I didn't. Loans aren't one size fits all. What your friend needs might be totally different from what you need. And borrowing based on just in case isn't safety. It's self-sabotage. Now, every semester I build a spreadsheet listing tuition, rent, food, transportation, and calculate exactly what I need before borrowing a single dollar. If I had done that from the start, I'd probably owe half of what I do now. Here's the embarrassing part. When I started feeling overwhelmed by my loans, did I go talk to my school's financial aid office? No. I went to TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. I'd lie in bed at 2 a.m. scrolling through student loan hacks videos, and somehow convinced myself that I was now an expert. One creator said, "Don't worry about interest. It doesn't matter until you graduate." Another said, "You can always refinance later. It's easy." So I believed them. I never asked real professionals. Never met with a loan counselor, never emailed the financial aid advisor, because I thought asking for help made me look dumb. Looking back now, that was one of my biggest mistakes. If I had talked to someone early, I could have understood repayment options, subsidy types, and how to manage my debt strategically. Don't rely on social media for financial advice. Go straight to the people who deal with student loans every day. They exist for a reason. This one still makes me laugh. Painfully. During junior year, I'd often joke with my friends, "Don't worry, guys. Future Jackson will be rich. He'll handle it." In my head, I was already a future CEO making 6 figures, living in a downtown apartment with a view. Paying off my student loans would be nothing. Fast forward to now, I'm working part-time at Starbucks, finishing my last year, trying to make rent and chip away at a mountain of debt. Reality hit hard. It's easy to assume that future you will somehow be smarter, richer, or more disciplined. But future you is still you, just a little older, with more responsibilities and less free time. If you don't build good habits now, Saving, budgeting, paying down debt, you won't magically start doing it later. So instead of betting on future me, I started focusing on present me, making small payments, setting realistic goals, and learning to live below my means. If you're a college student about to take out your first loan, or maybe you already have, here's what I want you to remember. Know what you're signing. Read every term, every interest rate, every repayment clause. Use loan money wisely. Tuition, books, essentials, not your social life. Understand interest. It grows even when you're not looking. Pay early, even a little. Future, you will thank you. Borrow what you need, not what feels comfortable. Ask for help from real advisors, not social media. Stop assuming future you will be rich. Plan based on your reality, not your fantasy. If I could go back in time and talk to freshman Jackson, I'd tell him this. Debt doesn't care about your dreams. It only listens to your discipline. College isn't cheap. Life after graduation isn't easy. But being aware and honest about your finances is the first step toward freedom. So before you hit that shiny blue accept button, pause, read, ask questions, because one click can follow you for years. If you've made it this far and you're still not scared of student loans, congrats. You're about to feel exactly what I did 3 years ago. Hit that like button to support me. Share this video with a friend who's about to borrow blindly, and comment which mistake you've made too. And don't forget to subscribe. I've got plenty more student money stories that'll make your wallet cry.